Hello, and welcome to episode 35 of the Digital Quill Podcast with your host, Mars Wilson. How are you guys today? How do I usually start these things? I'm having kind of a brain fart. Brain lapse, more like. Lapse in computing error, whatever the heck I normally do, not found. Anyway, hello there. Hi, how's it going? Let me go ahead and switch this. Hi there. Hello, this is now officially a video episode. Before I get into whatever topic I didn't pre-plan for to talk about today, let's just talk about what I just spent the last hour and a half, probably. I wasn't counting. I don't count. What are numbers? I don't count those. Anyway, I just spent the last however long wasting my goddamn time to practice. I have not uploaded it yet because my phone was on 3% the last time I checked, but I am about to upload a TikTok video in the next 4.7 business days. And it's talking about what I was just doing. If you're not on TikTok or don't know what that is, you're probably not going to understand any of the words I just said in the last 15 seconds. So what am I doing? What did I just spend whatever amount of time before I hopped onto here to record 34? Now I don't know what episode I'm on. Great. Hold on. I can fix that. I think it's 35. Yeah, it's 35. I'm not stupid. You're stupid. I'm a little stupid. 35 episodes. Wow. I'm pretty sure in the TikTok video I just mentioned that I am on 35 episodes and that I've been to a lot of places. Not like physical places, mental spaces. While recording each of these episodes, one, I'd like to thank you guys again, 1,000 times again, for being here. If you have managed to see all 35 episodes of the Digital Quill Podcast with me, you're a legend. I know I'm like chuckling to myself right now, but like, you're a legend. I'm dumbfounded that I have anybody listening to this at all. Like, really? You care about my opinions? Sometimes I care about my opinions too. Other times I just want to disappear. Disappearing sounds nice. Less complicated. Way less complicated than all the stuff I was doing. So hold on. I am now in the corner. Nope. That way. Yep, that way. I'm now in the corner, and I'm going to show you my desktop. Ignore that. I just sorted a bunch of files into this drive. Testing 2 vids for EP. Testing vids for EP 36. Yep. 36. That's correct. 36. I'm testing videos for 36. Now, what am I doing? Well, tomorrow I have a guest. It's on this sticky note right here. And then next week, I think it's next week, I have another guest. The next guest, after tomorrow's guest, no video. Mainly because I don't know. I set a lot of arbitrary rules for myself, rules and guidelines, a lot of which I don't usually follow or stick to very often. Consistency isn't that great. I consistently don't stick to things. See? I am consistent. I consistently don't stick to things. ADHD is amazing. Anyway, tomorrow's guest is a repeat guest. Those of you might have actually enjoyed that episode. Well, tomorrow's about to get crazy. Probably. I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but I really like the vibe and the energy from the previous episode and the super secret after show, which I don't know if I talked about that, but that was cool, and I'm kind of hoping that happens again. allowing that we had the time for it. I might not. I have things to do. I need a fidget toy or something, because I grab any random thing near me to play with while doing this. When the autism and ADHD is ADHD and autisming. That's fun. The neurospicy is spicying. So where was I? Oh yeah. Those tests I just showed you, probably, I didn't really check to see if you could see them other than the OBS. But those tests that you just saw in my folder of files to file into my drive, or sort into my drive. Something, I forget what the name of that is. Files to sort into my drive. See? I grabbed another thing. Oh my god. Anything else? Is there anything else? Oh god. Note to self, buy fidget toys for podcast. Fidget spinner, spinning around. Tomorrow's a video episode with my guest. Yep. My guest that I've already had on, and I know it doesn't seem like much when I've done video episodes with a guest co-host, Nathan, and it's different. For the viewer, it might not look that much different, other than the fact that it's clearly like a phone screen record call, if I don't have another human ending up present in person with me. Well, speaking of which, I need to contact people still. I keep forgetting to do that. But yes, tomorrow's a video episode. And this would be a lot easier if I had another human to test this with. And I do. I could probably message a friend and be like, hey, I need to run a video Discord call set up for tomorrow's recording podcast episode thing. And they'd probably be down. They'd probably be like, yeah, heck yeah, I have a few minutes. We can run your test real quick. And that'd be great. I don't like bugging people. I almost feel like filling out a Google Form sheet where if I need help with anything, I'll just list the tasks, and the humans can see the tasks and be like, oh, I could probably do that. I could probably do that too. I could do that. And then just take the task on themselves so I don't have to ask. Because I don't want to ask. I'm going to feel like a problem. That's a me problem, and I should probably work on that. I'm getting there. How to ask for help. How to not feel like a burden for asking for help. I don't know, okay? My brain hurts. I am exhausted. I didn't realize that tomorrow was the next episode, and I literally made the last minute decision where I was like, let me change the schedule this week. Let me change the podcast recording schedule this week. Today is Tuesday, right? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and the next day is Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday episodes instead of Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Friday, Wednesday. Yes. Eventually, maybe, I will have 5 days a week of episodes up. Maybe. No promises. But if I intend on making public speaking and writing and blogging and traveling and photography and motivational speaking as part of my weird, stupid little pre-planned design career that I've had my entire fucking life, then yeah. I need to record 5 days a week. Or record enough that I can have 5 episodes per week. But at the same time, I don't want to do that. Having to do it and wanting to do it are two different things. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm actually thinking out loud in the moment. Please ignore me. Aha. 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 Interesting. If you don't know, now you're going to. I don't use I don't social media in the same way most people do. I probably used to, based on my Facebook memories and other things. I used to post all the time. It never stopped. But now, you're lucky if you hear from me. Now you are lucky. I am lucky if I post something to social media. With that being said, I might need to even adjust how I do that. And that's like the other disconnect I have with content creating as a public speaker, writer, photographer, author, blogger, podcaster, is the way things have developed and changed with social media. You kind of need it. And I knew that going into social media. When I first joined Facebook, I had the inkling. I was like, I'm going to need this shit for writing, aren't I? 2014. 2013? 14? Whatever year I entered high school. 14. I joined Facebook in 2014 or 13. One of those two. Definitely use that a lot less than I have. And that's actually one of the reasons why I'm trying to use it, but I don't keep the app on my phone. I literally unless I could block out profiles and stuff. I don't want to just, actually, here. We'll do it this way. We will not show any names of friends and stuff. We will just go here. Because this is how I did it last time. Yeah, alright. This should work. Primary monitor. So does that mean this will appear? I hope so. I hope it appears, because you're not going to know what I'm talking about. This is one of two main Facebooks of mine. I'm still not entirely sure when exactly I created this. But, oh hey. What a nice post. And I still mean that crap. Share me your stuff. All of it. Share it to me. But yes. I don't use Facebook like I used to. I used to use it a lot more, and I don't anymore at all, because it's kind of lame. Social media in general is kind of lame. The way Meta has their stuff set up, the only Meta app I can handle right now really is Instagram, because it's still a very basic picture reels format. Facebook has a lot of advertisements now, more than they used to. That's fucking annoying. I haven't been on Blue Sky yet, but I have a handful of writing friends on Twitter X who did go to Blue Sky and then came back to Twitter X. And as much as I like trying new social medias, I also don't, because I don't use social media very much. I don't live on it all the time. My screen time used to be fucking 14, 15 hours a day. Now, it's 5, if that. I'm trying to get it to where my screen time is only 2 hours a day, but I don't think that's going to happen. Unless I'm very precise and accurate with every single minute in those 2 hours. I would literally have to make sure somehow that my upload speeds too would be good, or just I'm probably going to have to average out around 5 hours of screen time per day. I don't know if I'm going to be able to kill it to 2. But it is not what it used to be. And I will pat myself on the back for that one. If you are feeling bad about your screen time usage, don't use me as a thing to feel bad, because my screen time and me are like a very personal journey. Your journey is yours. If you want to spend all day on your screen, I don't recommend that, but it is your choice, your use of your freedom and your free will, and by all means use it. Again, I wouldn't recommend it, but I am not you. I don't know how much social media benefits or disadvantages you. It probably benefits you more than it benefits me, and that's great, actually. That's one of the reasons that social media is a great tool. Trying to think of my next topic, because this is 15 minutes. I've already sworn. So much. YouTube is not gonna like that. Oh. On today's music news, you know Nirvana, right? Do you know Evanescence too? And if you know those two, did you know that Nirvana's Heart-Shaped Box is a cover, was done of Nirvana's Heart-Shaped Box by Evanescence? And it's probably one of my favorite songs to sing. I used to have it on my MP3. Spotify doesn't have it. I wonder if I could find it on a CD. I was actually going to research that later, but forgot to. Yeah. And in my singing journey, I've actually been trying to record myself singing more often to get used to the idea that I need to hear myself sing in order to improve, and I don't want to, because I personally feel like I sound like a dying cow, but whatever. I was in choir from 5th grade to 10th. I quit in 10th. And no one ever said I sounded like a dying cow, but it was in their eyeballs. They were judging me, I could tell. They weren't doing that. That was false, but I don't know why I do that, actually. It's an interesting thing. Why do I want to diminish something that I love so much? Singing. I really want to sing with people. Like, having people in my life I can just sing with, like, either out of tune or really well with, would be great. My mom used to talk about stories all the time of her first husband and her, and how they would sing together. She actually sung with a band. I forget what band, but apparently they went on to be very famous. I don't fucking know. She had a lot of neat stories that I no longer have access or privilege to. Coffee? This week's schedule is going to be different for the Digital Quill podcast. Some new news in the world of the Digital Quill media and the Digital Quill press. Actually, there's not a lot of news in the Digital Quill press world, but there is news in the media world. Actually, I take that back. There is news in the press world if you consider the Digital Quill press portion of me and the stuff to be solely the writing part. The Unsealed community, which I have talked about in prior episodes and also in various blogs, I recently just had a Zoom meeting with them for one of my pieces that is going on to another contest, and they have a Roku channel now, so that's cool. The Unsealed has a Roku channel now. Go find it. Let's see, what else? I think 2, if not 1 more of my pieces is moving on to the second round of the contest, where you can vote for it if you like it. I encourage you to actually vote for other people. As much as the $200 cash prize would be great, I don't care. I will make living under a bridge work if it ever comes to that. I know myself. I'm actually considering, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I could probably literally just approach her and be like, hey, would you like to be on the podcast? But every time I do that with anybody, it feels weird. But yet, it's produced interesting results? Question mark? I mean, I ended up seeing a wrestling movie because I just shouted out to the void on Twitter X about being on a podcast, on my podcast. That was interesting. That was actually a good movie. I still need to buy the DVD. I should have done that. Ooh. New plan. Let's see, the next guest for next week. Do you have any cooking questions? Cooking, VTubing, or let's see, I'm trying to think, because I have questions myself, and I did have questions. I think I had like 3 different categories of questions I wanted to ask. 2 of those for sure. VTubing and then food, culinary. I will have to get my notes ready before the 15th. I have some of my notes ready for tomorrow. Have you seen the marks yet? You watching this, have you seen the Jonathan Reels episode, and then have you seen the marks? If you haven't, go watch it. If you have nothing to watch right now, go watch it. I know The Bear just released a new season. Is it Mashal? MASH? That one Magic Academy fighting anime that just got another season. That one's a pretty good one. Sakamoto Days. That's a pretty good anime. Handmaid's Tale. Did we get another season of that yet? I think we did. The Bear, Handmaids, Mashal, MASH. I guess there's news for a Frieren Beyond Journey's End Season 2. I need a Crunchyroll. That's what I need. I need a Crunchyroll. I don't have that. I need one. We'll exchange recipes for access to anime. I don't know. I just remembered is it Delicious Dungeons? Holy shit. I think it's Delicious Dungeons. I need to rewatch that because I started it, got a little into it, tried to show it to my roommate, couldn't. They didn't get into it, is what I mean. And then I met other people online who really liked that one, and now I need to get into it again. Watch Party. How do you feel about a watch party coming up soon? A digital Quill family watch party where we just watch random shit. I like that idea. Do you like that idea? Huh. Interesting. Tired, brain hurts. 23 minutes and 50 seconds. I don't have much to add really today. Gaming, music, philosophy, theology, religion, spirituality, mental health, human condition, guest episodes, stories of stories of stories of stories. World news? Nah. Let's not talk about world news right now because we're all here. We know 1 or 2 things that are going on right now that are major. We also know Hollywood drama like the Blake and Baldoni bullshit, which is stirring up the pot again. I still see a lot of divide over that, and it's kind of weird to me because it's like, as I said in the episode where I started the 4 or 5 part series with the co-host, it's not so much that I'm on Baldoni's side. I care more about the truth than, I guess, the individual parties in this. From the get-go, this has not felt like the truth. There is now copious amounts of evidence that just suggest that the truth aligns more with the Baldoni side. And that's not surprising, really. Especially if you saw Deadpool versus Wolverine. That was fun. I did see that. I saw that, and a few of the jokes with Nicepool didn't make sense at all. Like, they felt flat, and there were other funny parts in the Deadpool v Wolverine. And then I saw so many videos about how Nicepool was a play or diss at a dig at Baldoni, and I was like, oh, that's why those jokes didn't make sense. And now that they do, it's really hard to enjoy Deadpool as a character. I used to really love Deadpool, and I still kind of do. Like, the character in the comics is funny. Why did we have to have a Ryan Reynolds A-list actor play him? I mean, I guess it is his character. Was Deadpool created before Ryan Reynolds became Deadpool? I don't know. I'm not a comic book nerd. Help me. Let's see, actually, if I'm not mistaken. No, that's Daredevil. Oh. One sec. See if I can get this without killing myself. Because these books are heavy. This is a Deadpool comic. Ah! Let's see what the copyright is. Deadpool by Daniel Way, the complete collection. Manufactured between 6/5/2013 and 7/8/2013. Interesting. So I'm, without actually researching that, I'm gonna lean toward the answer being no, that Deadpool was a creature of creation before Ryan Reynolds became Deadpool. So the character itself is safe. The human who plays it, not so much, because I still am the interview lives rent-free in my head of them talking about Kidpool in that movie. 50 to 700 fucking times. Before I jump to another subject, I just want to leave on this note. Now that we have technology and also adults who look young, not that we've never had that, why do we need children in Hollywood? Why do we need child stars? Because look at child stars and what has happened to them. Look at Justin Bieber. Look at Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus. Look at Taylor Swift, even. I know some of those names are rich, considering follow the money, but, you know, at the same time, it's like, why do we need young people to be objectified in that way? Like, there weren't a lot of child star actors when movies and TV started becoming a big thing. Not like there are now. And I guess you could say, like, that's a population numbers thing. Maybe you could probably argue one of those points as that. But I don't know where I'm going to go with this. I need to actually have more talking points. I just don't. We know what we know now, right? We know what we know. We know what we don't know, kind of, sort of, and we don't know what we don't know, we don't know. None of that made sense, but, you know, feels weird. Especially when we have children saying profanities, making them say profanities when they say initially that they don't want to. Corrosion. 30 minutes. Brain hurts. Coffee still cold. Yep. It is about that time. Today was almost a nonsense episode, but I hope it got you through your day. I hope on some level I was able to teach, inspire, motivate, or entertain you. Check out the TikTok video. If you can't later, then, if you can't check out the TikTok video after I post it, when I come back Thursday, I will do that as the first order of business. That will be the first thing we show, is that video. So that means if you're watching this video and listening to it now, you have a reason to come back, because in 2 days' time you will have an answer to what you seek. Maybe. I don't know. But I hope I piqued your curiosity enough to come back for another episode. I will feed you in a moment. Yep, and that is my time. I hope you guys have a great day, a safe day. Drink water, remember to breathe. Don't stop till you get enough. Don't stop till you get enough. And remember, it is okay to not be okay. And some people hate that line. But what I mean when I say that line is that you're going to have days where you're not okay. As someone with a chronic brain condition, and amongst other things, you are going to have days where it's not going to make sense. Stay for the ones that do. Stay for the ones that have, because you know it's possible. Stay for the moments that matter. Stay for the moments that matter. And the one line, I don't know if I shared it here. I think it was on the video. My brain is exhausted. Everything, even my dreams, are starting to blur lines and realities again, and I hate when it does that. Different topic for a different day. If it keeps you here, talk about it. If it keeps you here, talk about it. Doesn't matter what it is, just talk about it. The right people will listen. The wrong people will judge the ever-living heck out of you. That's why they're the wrong people. 8 billion of us. We'll find the right ones. Hopefully together. Anyway, humans of Earth, keep going. Don't stop. And thank you for letting me give you my time. I hope, as I said, in some way I was able to teach, inspire, motivate, or entertain you. I hope we can travel, investigate, meet each other eventually, make something with each other, and explore and experience all that life has to offer. There will not be any links in this video description of today's episode, so if you are bored and curious and get to the end of 33 minutes, go ahead and find the other episodes and do a little bit of diving. I leave Easter eggs sometimes because I am a huge fan of Easter eggs. Thank you, certain games, for helping with Easter eggs. So, yeah, if you're bored, that is a thing you can do. A fun little game. Something to distract yourself. You can find the Digital Quill podcast on Spotify, Substack, and YouTube. Eventually, I will join other social media platforms for shits and giggles, and just because I can. And, yep, that's my time. That is all of it. I am Mars Wilson. It was a pleasure to... I am Mars Wilson. It is a pleasure to have spent time with you today. Thank you for existing. Keep going. I will see you next time. Again, don't forget your breathing exercises and keep going.